Utah's High West Distillery has released their annual spring Rendezvous Rye, available nationwide. It's a limited release rye, but one of those bottles I always just see hanging out on the shelf. It's actually High West's first whiskey they made and their most awarded expression to date. Now, the reason I think this sits on the shelf is its $70 price point. Is it worth it? It's What's on the Shelf Wednesday. It's the Mash and Drum. Welcome to the Mash and Drum. I am Jason C, and this is What's on the Shelf Wednesday, the series where I bring you quick reviews of whiskeys you can actually find on the shelf, including bourbons, rye, scotches, Irish whiskeys, and more. Today, we are tasting the 2022 High West Rendezvous Rye. The 2022 release is a blend of straight whiskeys ranging between 4 and 6 years in age, and like last year's edition, keeps a large proportion of High West's in-house made rye in the blend. It's bottled at 46% ABV and carries a suggested retail price of 70 bucks. Before we dive in, today's video sponsor is Caldera Lab, making high-end skin products for men who don't spend too much time thinking about skincare like me. Check it out. Caldera Lab creates high-performance men's self-care products by combining pharmaceutical-grade science, nature's purest and most potent ingredients, and sustainable business practices. Today we're talking about Caldera Lab's best-selling product. It's called The, and it's their award-winning multifunctional serum that's been pretty much breaking the internet. Now, for me personally, my skin dries out pretty quick, but since I started using this for about a month, my skin feels smoother, less dry, looks better on camera, and I've even gotten compliments on how good my skin looks from my girlfriend, who is very, very focused on skincare herself and wanted to use it. It's actually a really easy way for guys like me to take care of their skin in one easy step. Like I said, this was designed to help address wrinkles, fine lines, uneven skin tone with clinically proven results. GQ magazine just named it the best natural face serum for men, and they have teamed up with NFL legend Tony Gonzalez, that's right, former tight end of my favorite team, the Atlanta Falcons. The multifunctional serum is made from 27 active plant botanicals infused over 4 weeks using a patented process which took over 2 years to develop. All you have to do is use this dropper that's built into this slick looking bottle, put a few drops in your hand, and then put it on your neck and on your face right before bedtime. That's it. Literally brush your teeth, floss, wash your face, then dry your face, and then use this, and that's it. Typically results, they say, come in about 60 days, but I already noticed a big difference in just 30 days. So not only is this helping me look and feel better and feel more confident, Caldera Lab is a company I feel good about supporting. All their products are sustainably sourced and packaged and cruelty-free, and they've earned the prestigious B Corp certification. On top of that, they also donate 2% of all their revenue to vetted nonprofit organizations. Everything Caldera Lab makes is 100% non-toxic, vegan, dermatologically tested, and clinically proven to work for all skin types. So if you guys are interested in your skin looking and feeling better, click the link below in the description to get a special discount of 20% off your first bottle, or simply use the code MASHANDDRUM for 20% off at checkout. Again, click the link below in the description to get a special discount of 20% off your first bottle, or simply use the code MASHANDDRUM for 20% off at checkout. Another great thing is that there's no risk in trying this, guys. Every purchase is backed by Caldera Lab's 100% money-back guarantee. Try it for 60 days. If you don't love it, then you can get a 100% refund, no questions asked. So give it a try. Your face will thank you later. So Rendezvous Rye is the first limited release this year for High West to feature the new label design, matching the design updates we see on the American Prairie Bourbon and the Double Rye. I don't know. I do like the more modern design. I do, however, miss some of the more like Wild West looking, kind of the grungy type feel that it had before. But either way, let's dive in. Let's try it. I'll say it smells terrific already for a rye. Yeah, I really think the $70 price point is what keeps people away from this one. I think they tend to go towards the Double Rye, which is a great whiskey as well. But I think the Rendezvous Rye is a little bit more of an age upgrade. Man, I get actually ginger on this one, which is kind of nice. You definitely get the rye spice. Slight hint of like cherry licorice. Man, there's something very fruity about this, which is really nice. Yeah, I don't know if it's apple. Maybe it's like an apple peel. Very rich cinnamons here. A lot of baking spices. But it's also earthy too. Not only do you get some of that spice, but you get like a, I don't know, you get kind of like those nice aged leather notes that you get and sometimes in older whiskeys. Man, it's very bright, citrusy as well. So you have a kind of mix of like the apple, the citrus, a little bit of the aged notes. So far, great nose. Let's try it. Man, this is all apples and cinnamon to me on the palate, which is friggin' delicious. A lot of spice. Again, more of the cinnamon on the back end of that one. You're not getting like a ton of the prickliness that a rye will give you. Wow, yeah, this is definitely a bourbon drinker's rye. Or even someone that hasn't dove into rye whiskey yet. This would be a kind of a really nice rye to go into because the rye spice is there, but it's not overwhelming. This really falls more on the fruit and baking spice side of things. You know, a lot of sweet, sugary, like brown sugar notes. Again, apples, apple peel. There's a dark fruit characteristic again. Maybe it's coming through as like a raisin, or it almost like tastes like it's finished. Well, maybe because I'm thinking of the High West Midwinter's Night's Dram a little bit, but man. All right, the more you drink this, the more rye bread it gets a little bit. A little more rye bread and citrus come through. Again, some more like that licoricey little bit of a note there. But you have to kind of fight through the apples and the cinnamons and the citrus to kind of get there. I think the more you sip it, the more those, you know, kind of like that bready, that rye bread note kind of comes out. Man, there's like an allspice to it. There's like an allspice note here to it as well. It's a little bit floral. There's definitely an allspice note to it here as well, guys. I mean, there's just... It's a really nice rye. I do think the reason why this sits on the shelf is the price point. There are so many good ryes these days that $70 for this could probably seem like a lot for some people. Remember, it's, you know, you're looking at 46% ABV, so not a super high ABV for this one. See, for me, double rye is, man, double rye is pretty impressive too. I just don't think double rye has the layers of flavor that the Rendezvous Rye has. Double rye is really good. Love it in cocktails. I think it's a solid rye whiskey. But I think the Rendezvous Rye is really where Rendezvous. But I think the Rendezvous Rye, that's how I'm going to say it, the Rendezvous Rye is like the, I don't know, it's just a more layered version of what you see from High West Double Rye. There's more going on. It's more layered in flavor. It's $70. Is it worth $70? I mean, I've had ryes that are, you know, more expensive or just about as expensive. They're not as layered as this. I think the blending, it really comes down to that. And if you like those types of flavors that I was, you know, describing. But I think $70 can be a little bit steep for folks to spend on a rye, especially when you have the likes of Old Forester out there with a $23 really solid rye. Knob Creek Rye and some of the other, you know, Rittenhouse Rye. Even Pikesville, you're looking at a 6-year, 110 proof. For, you know, about 50 to $60 as well. And I also think this is kind of the perfect rye. It kind of falls into that Pikesville category where it's like the perfect rye whiskey for, you know, a bourbon drinker that maybe doesn't quite like rye whiskey getting into rye, or just a drinker in general that's looking to explore rye whiskey but doesn't want to get into like the heavy 95.5s or anything like that. So I think this is a successful blend for High West 2022. Really dig it, and yeah, I'll be sipping that probably pretty quick. It's a nice sipping rye. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of What's on the Shelf Wednesday for the new 2022 High West Rendezvous Rye. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button below. Please hit the like button. If you haven't yet, find me on Instagram, find me on Twitter. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this one. Does price halt you from buying it? Is it something you really enjoy? Also, if you have an idea for an upcoming What's on the Shelf Wednesday episode, please leave your idea below. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. So cheers. See you next time right here on The Mash and Drum. Take care, everybody.